So we're going to start our tour. We are at, it's March 1st, Saturday. We're at the JFKAFM Elementary. We'll call it the complex moving forward. I'm Bill Chappell, I'm chairman of the school committee. We have Mike Buckley here from the school committee, Brian Tringali. Steve Tringali, Brian Faulkner, and people from the community, and Carol Brown, who is the fearless leader, principal of the complex. So our goal, really, when we said we were going to do these open houses, were to get the community who maybe haven't been in this building before to come up and kind of take a walk around. We're going to do it in each of our buildings over the next 2 Saturdays. Today we're doing here, and we're going to do Millville. So this is the first of hopefully many tours that we're going to be doing throughout this year and next year as things go on. Now the big thing here is we just put a roof on this building, so we'll be highlighting that as we go around.
We're standing here in the foyer of the John F. Kennedy side of the building. This was opened in 1965 and was originally intended to be K-8 for the town of Blackstone. This is before regionalization. It was overcrowded on day one, so the town was forced to reopen some of the older schools that they had temporarily closed. This building has been added onto 3 times. First in 1988, an addition for the kindergarten wing was extended right here, as well as the main addition, which was the Augustine F. Maloney School, which abuts this building. 2 additions. The second addition was a 4-room addition constructed in the mid-90s to offset some overcrowding in the Blackstone Elementary School before the Blackstone Millville Regional Middle School came online. As you walk through here, you'll see a lot of great architecture, these laminated beams and laminated ceilings. They were designed by Donald Prout, and they're pretty much timeless.
Any given day, there's probably a little less than 700 kids here.
That's
right?
correct.
Just about right. So.
Yeah, we have very busy days. Our day starts when buses arrive at about 8:40. And then students enter the building through the Kennedy side as well as the Maloney side. 5 sections of kindergarten. This is actually a special education resource room. And as we proceed down the hall, then we have our 5 kindergarten classrooms. And you'll notice that there's a lot of student work displayed, not only in the hallways, but in the classrooms. To your left, in this area, we have a speech room where our speech-language pathologist meets with students. And then across is a supportive reading room for kindergarten students. So based upon assessment and student need, there are students who are identified who need additional support. And then that happens in this room. Our kindergarten classrooms are very center-oriented. Their days begin with their morning meeting where they talk about the weather and share stories and talk about the number of days that we have been in school. So there's sort of math integrated in that as well. And then students break out into centers where they work with either the classroom teacher, and we have a full-time paraprofessional. We actually have 2 offices. We have an office for the Kennedy School and one for the Maloney School. So Mrs. Lee is our secretary here at Kennedy. The ramp actually takes us now up past our parent drop-off and pickup area for students who are driven to school or picked up. They enter the building through here.
This was part of the renovation in 1996 and also renovations to the ramp here to make it ADA compliant. So not only did we add the 4 rooms on, we also did a lot of ADA work as well as some electrical and fire alarm and telecommunications improvements at that time.
Again, this is K through 3.
Fillmore Collin Dairy Farm in the 1930s, and this plaque was erected by the then chairman of the school committee, Paul Bouvier, in honor of the Collin family, who pretty much gave the land to the town of Blackstone for a very small price.
At the end of the day for parent pickup, we actually have divided it because there were just so many. So K through 2 students report here, and any older students who may have younger siblings. So now we're entering the B wing, which houses 3rd grade. We also have a computer lab. The complex has 2 computer labs. The Kennedy Computer Lab is really used for teachers who sign up and bring their classes. Testing, we have a scholastic reading inventory and a scholastic math inventory that we administer to students. That happens in this computer lab. These are 3rd grade classrooms. We have 2 art rooms at the complex. Mrs. Foley, our art teacher, utilizes the art room that we have here for K through 3 students, typically. The Kennedy building also has its own gym.
AFM is almost 35,000 square feet, and JFK is just under 68,000 square feet. It's big.
Entering the long hallway that connects the Kennedy building and the Maloney building. At the complex, we have 2 cafeterias. We have 3 periods a day for lunches, so we have 2 lunches going on at one time. On the left would be my office, the assistant principal, the health office, school psychologist, and team chairs. Programs in there, we've had some sing-alongs. So on the left was our Raise the Roof with Reading contest, and it was actually spearheaded by 2 teachers, Mrs. Torvey and Miss Day. And the idea behind it was we had to read, for every book that a student read, they would earn a tile for the roof. So we wanted to raise this roof and try to beat the contractors. Yay. We won. We won. This is the computer lab that we use for instruction.
And this is the library.
This is our library.
This was the school committee, and it's actually the town of Blackstone in 1999 recognized Bob Keefe, who was a longtime building principal of the John F. Kennedy School, and named the Media Center for him. And one of Mr. Keefe's greatest legacies to the district was his work in early prevention of school failure. And really the Title I programs, the reading programs, transitional first grade, way ahead of his time. We talk about that now. We actually were doing it, and he was here as a teacher in the schools, as well as eventually became the principal.
This is one of our music rooms. We do have 2 music rooms. We share our music teachers with Millville Elementary just for band lessons, so every room at the complex is busy. It's always something going on.
And we have a world-renowned high school band. It all starts
yes, it all starts
and
here.
That's what I was just thinking.
That's right. It all starts here. I think it's important to offer experiences to students.
Yes.
It's about the exposure, and you know, just to see what fits with them and where their passion lies. And so
what a motivator, you know. I mean, these kids at this level have a motivation to get to that level of that great band, jazz band, whatever we have there is so wonderful. And they're starting out here, and they know that's going to be their footwork for what they're going to be doing a few years later. And boy, and we've got great people teaching this program. I mean, their life is music, and it shows because it's reflected.
Yeah. And it's amazing to hear them now. versus in the beginning of the year. It's absolutely amazing. Right now, we've just entered the Maloney, the AF Maloney building. Very excited because at the end of this year in June, we're going to be celebrating Maloney's birthday. So, yeah, so we have some special activities planned. Well, it's actually 25. We use this for assemblies. We do our kindergarten graduation here. Our kindergarten celebration. Yeah, that's quite an exciting day. This is our 5th grade hallway. Again, we have 5 sections of 5th grade.
Most, if not all, of our classrooms throughout the district have a smartboard, interactive whiteboard device that's tied to the teacher's computer. And this is used in everyday instruction. They have the ability to project what's on their screen onto the smartboard, as well as show YouTube videos or any other interactive information. And we also have some other short ones that are more on an easel that are designed for our younger children in the primary grades, where they can actually have interactive lessons. This is the AF Maloney Gymnasium. This floor here is about 25 years old. It's a rubber compound floor, and mostly this is in use all year long, and many of the youth programs play hoop here during the winter season. You'll see quite a bit of use. This is the second roof on this side of the building. Actually, I think the other side might have had 3 in places. It replaces a membrane ballast roof, you know, with the rocks on top. You know, and that was the way to go in those days. What was really tough was a couple of winters ago when we had 2 significant snowstorms followed by a 3rd storm that was mixed. And when that stuff froze, it was like, you know, Arctic ice. And we had some issues with that and stress. So we wound up having to remove some snow. We had to remove some snow for the snow load. We lost several days of school at that time.
And once we got the green light and went to bids and so forth, I think it started mid-October, and then they worked straight through. And the winter didn't help us, but the goal was to have it done by Christmas vacation, you know, the holiday break, and they were probably 90% done. Yeah. You know, they probably had to work over the holiday break.